I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Foss on Kajin Cosplay, and tonight we are back again with you guys with Samurai Champloo, episode 5.
Yes. Last episode was the ending of the fights between the two gangs. We got to the conclusion of this story. The chief, the dad of the little guy who hired Jen. Yes, sorry for the names, I'm really sorry. I can't remember for shit. But still,
they were extra, so it's fine.
He basically gave his life for his son because his son killed someone from the other gang. He just couldn't stand by and watch his sister get used, so he killed someone.
His friend. She's not his sister.
He kept calling her Nason, so...
Because she's teaching him stuff.
And she said her father. They have the same father.
They don't have the same father.
He said he was his son.
Her father is a merchant.
And
he's the son of the Yakuza gang.
Gosh, I'm mixing them up.
And she was teaching him stuff.
Okay, his friend. But still, he couldn't stand by and watch her get used, so he killed someone, and he had to pay back for that life. It ended up that Fu rolled the dice, and it was cool.
Ultimately.
And the dad, well, he gave his life for his son. And there was a fight. Mugen showed up, tried to help Fu. That was cool. And the guy that used to work for the first gang that switched sides, well, he betrayed his new boss. So that's great as well. And he was killed by Mugen.
Yeah.
If that recap made any sense, you're good.
He died by honor, so that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's watch episode 5 now, I guess.
And sorry about the recap. I know it makes no sense, but that's because I don't remember the names. So I know who I'm talking about, but you probably don't, so it sounds messy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's watch the episode.
Alright.
I hope we make sense when we discuss these episodes, because the subjects that are talked about and the subjects that are represented in this show are very mature.
Yeah.
And we watch these very late. So sometimes our English, like, we know what we want to say, but our English is not up to par, so it sounds weird. I really hope we don't sound stupid.
So the sorcerers.
1888年、パリで出会った浮世絵に強い憧れを持った一人の画家が心の中にある日本の太陽を求めプロヴァンス・アルルへと向かった浮世絵に憧れひまわりを描き続けた男の名は
Yeah,
マンガイゴッホとまあ
Man, okay.
そんな話は置いといて
Let's set aside that tale for now.
私の名は坂見万蔵隠密同心だ切れ味などお構いなくギリギリ切りつける
It has nothing to do with what he said in the beginning. It's just...
私がここにやってきたのは年頃の娘ばかりが次々と行方知れずになる事件が起こっているからだ
It's Demon Slayer.
そうそう例えばこんな感じ
本当助かるでも本当におごってくれんの
もちろんどんどん食べて
すいません焼きゲソ20本とお茶追加ではいよ
いや助かるわ片付けない誕生こうやってつけといてくれ
ちょっとあんたたち早いとこ船賃稼いできてよいいわね
At least they're staying now.
そのままそうそう動かないで
Well, that's the link.
いや君はまさに見返り美人だなと
He's an artist.
僕はまだ駆け出し
Yeah,
の
I
芸
don't
術
know
家
about that part.
Well, I mean, I'm wary because maybe he's the one that kidnaps girls.
笑顔が
That
素
would make
敵なお
sense.
方なんてコロリと騙される乙女狙われるのはやわはい 私が独自に掴んだ情報では消えた娘たちの共通点それは浮世絵の素人モデルなのだ
んだこいつ
なんだよこらどけよ
なめてっと死ぬぞ
どうした抜けよほら
いやこっちはこれで十分
Oh,
んだと
He was right.
he's so badass.
しっかってんな飛んでみろ
That's his way of getting money. Let's beat some thugs. I'm not even sure they're thugs.
これもあんたが描いたの？
ああ、もちろん。
綺麗なひまわり。
まだまだ浮世絵はガキが買うブロマイド扱いだけれどね。まったくこの国は芸術ってもんが分かってないよ。そこでだ、君も僕と芸術の世界に行ってみたいと思いませんか？
何？
簡単簡単。ただポーズを取ってるだけでいいんだ。バイト料も弾むよ。書きたい。
She needs the money.
どうしようかな。
そんなに珍しいかね。
It's a world of change.
南蛮の船は長崎にしか停泊できないはずじゃないのか。
大韓連中には鼻薬を効かしてあるし、お咎めがあってもナンパ船だと言い抜ける算段でね。なんせ南蛮のご金製品はどこでもいい値で売れるからな。
31銀。失礼。出過ぎた真似をした。
You could play for money, man.
付き合っていく。真剣ならどうだ。
Huh?
しかしこちらは船賃すらままならぬ身。
かける金がないなら代わりにその命をかけるってのはどうだ。お
Okay.
主が勝てばこの金をやる。
Okay.
負ければわしが命を預かる。
正気とは思えんが。
こいつは正真正銘本物だ。
Does he trust in his abilities enough?
Looks like
Okay.
it.
I hope he wins.
これで買える。
ヤクザがカツアゲされただって。
すいません、アレさん。
二度とすられるんじゃないよ。今度その相手見つけたら必ず落とし前つけるんだよ。
That's a lot of money. If he sees you again, he might take it too.
よ、久しぶり。
He makes sounds so.
もうちょっと。このくらい。いや、違う。
He's an artist.
言ってるんじゃないんだ。
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah,
believe
but
him.
as an artist, you need to respect the boundaries of your
True.
model too.
なかなかの腕だな。どこで手習いを覚えた？
道場です。
He might have downplayed his abilities a little bit.
先読みが基本。相手よりもどれだけ先手を考えるかで勝負が決まる。それが師の教えでした。
なるほど。師匠もかなりの腕のようだ。
はい。将棋ではついぞ師に勝つことはありませんでした。
A good strategist is a good player.
できた。
本当？見せて見せて。
はい、ご苦労様。
何？
これも仕事なんだ。
So like, is forced by the yakuza.
騙したの？最初からそのつもりだったの？
I kind of had faith that maybe he didn't know what was going on, but
動くな。
obviously, like, if his models ended up being kidnapped,
もう日も暮れた。
今助けるから。
still he allowed this to go on for a lot
あん
of
た、
time.
今まで何騙したの
Ew.
よ？
僕だって最初は知らなかったわ。うすうす分かっていたけど知らないふりをしていたんだ。だってそうでもしなきゃ浮世絵師なんて生活できないんだ。
そんなの言い訳じゃない。
そうかい。そんなに若い女が好きかい。うちの商品に手出したらどうなるか分かってんだろうね。
おい、あいつは
知らぬが。
She's in need of help.
Again.
どうでもいいけどね。
で、どちらお買い上げで？ああ、これはお目が高い。
The artwork is nice though.
Oh, I was gonna see her in the painting, right? I guess.
Kind of hope so because she needs help.
おらよ。今度やりやがったらな、確実に右手潰すぞ。覚えとけ。
起きろよ、色男。なあ、こいつはどこ行った？助けて。このままじゃあの子売られちゃう。え？
まだか。なんだこれ。重てえよ。そんなのリストにねえぞ。早くしねえとまたどやされっぞ。
At least he cares enough now to actually do stuff about this.
奴らは浮世絵を人身売買のカタログにして南蛮の連中に女の子を売りつけるんだ。遅かった。もう運び出された後だ。
What? That's the one that was in. He's investigating.
Yeah.
住んでのところで逃がしたか。
Where did
Yeah,
go,
you think?
police officer?
He was snoring. He didn't react because he was sleeping on the job.
Mugen's there, so it's gonna be fine.
True.
あいつ。
Yeah, okay again.
He beat you up before. He's gonna do it again.
またかよ。
Ah. Opening the doors and no.
You don't have time for that.
許して。
It's not just him, man. It's an entire thing.
そこまでだ。女はちょうだい。
なんなんだい。私はまっとうな貸本屋だよ。
ティアンディ。こんなトンチキな本屋があるかってんで。お前らのからくりならとっくにお見通しで。
Yeah.
何の話だい。
貸本屋の裏で人身売買たいい度胸だ。この娘とこいつが動かぬ証拠だ。ティアンディ。浮世絵をカタログにするとは考えたもんだが、逆にそいつが命取りだ。
大手。
観念
He's
し
just
ろ
kept playing right next to them.
お見事。もう何も思い残すことはない。
ってことで逮捕しますわ。
It turned out fine.
忘れとった。約束のもんだ。
Mugen is like, the food I can buy with this.
Yeah. No, we need to keep it.
ミカエルちゃん、
あんたね。
ごめん。騙して本当に悪かった。ただこれだけは信じてくれ。君にビビンときた気持ち、あれだけは本当だったんだ。君は僕のファン第一号なんだ。
There's a lot of imagination in this.
何の国に僕の絵が立派な芸術と認められる日までこの国には帰らない。でも君のことは忘れないよ。
He's the one who's gonna paint with Van Gogh or the
Well, I
same
mean,
era.
He was painting sunflowers, so I don't think it's a coincidence, but they said it was more than 100 years before.
Yeah.
So maybe he just did them, and then he got inspired by his paintings.
その後、ガンの国に渡ろうとしたあの医師はすぐにとっ捕まり、強制送還された。しかし、彼の持っていたあの浮世絵だけは没収され、後にゴッホと出会い、
Ah, that's
彼に
sad.
ひまわり
And
の
it
原
was
作
that
を描かせ
painting.
るきっかけを作ったという。
Aww.
これもまた歴史の知られざる1ページなのであった。ティアンディ
Interesting.
Oh, damn. I'm pretty sure that's not true.
No, but
yeah.
it's still like, no matter if it's true or not. Wait. Whoa.
It's still interesting.
I'm gonna close that. Thank you.
It's still interesting how they managed to make a small wink at a real artist.
Like, here's
in
the
real
story.
life.
Like, here's the story you've probably heard about, but I'm gonna tell you a story you probably never heard about that is intimately linked to what you know. So, and no matter if it's true or not, you know, it still gives the story some sort of vibe. I feel like, or some sort of weight
Mm-hmm.
that makes you think. And you know, it fits with every story, but everything that happens for a reason and has consequences. So, and everyone has a story. Everyone has a past, a future, passions, dreams, you know? No matter if, you know, we meet a character who's never going to come back, that person is still going to go on and do things.
Yeah.
So it gives the story a certain weight, and it's nice because especially in a show like this where at least so far we don't stay in the same place for very long, so it's easy maybe to forget about who we've seen, but to know that, you know, these characters are still gonna go do their thing. They're still gonna have their story. They might come back. They might do things that are gonna influence our characters in the future. We talked about this in episode 2. You know, everything you do has consequences. When they hurt one guy who came back with a vengeance, you know. In this one, the come back with a vengeance was actually sweeter. It was nice, you know, funny a little bit. But the guy that basically met Fu and painted her, it seems insignificant, but then it turned out to have such a huge, you know, importance.
Huge impact on the world of art. So.
Yeah. And even though it's, I mean, like I said, we don't know if it's borrowed from something that is real or not. And I mean, this character, it's an anime, you know, but there was probably someone who inspired, you know, Van Gogh to do his paintings and stuff. But then we can think about it in a fun little way. This guy who wanted to, you know, make a change in the art world and he wanted to be recognized, he was never really recognized, but then his painting
was a stepstone for somebody else
who was recognized, you know. So he made his mark. So it's nice.
It's nice that we talked a little bit about what he was doing with Fu when she was modeling for him. And we did say that when you're an artist, yes, your vision can be your own, and you can have a certain type of image in your head about what you want to do, what is going to inspire you. But it's true that you still need to respect your model, and beforehand make sure that the model knows what she's signing up.
With the imagination thing, I mean, she signed up for this, so it's okay. It's true that he was handy with her, like he pushed her a little bit. Artists tend to forget about boundaries. Like, I'm not calling myself an artist, but when I work on videos and stuff, and I have my camera and my vision, if the people working with me don't have my vision, well, or they don't understand it and they don't follow it, I'm gonna be patient, but there has been times, and I'm not proud of these times, but there has been times
about me.
There has been times where I grew impatient and started to freak out. But then, you know, you take some time and you think about it, and you're like, they are not in your head. You know, they cannot see what you want exactly. So if your vision is not represented in front of you exactly how you see it, and you get frustrated, it's not the fault of the people in front of you trying to help you out, you know? But it made for a funny scene, but I can kind of relate a little bit with this. You too, because you've been on the other side, like you've been Fu in that situation with just only with you're not doing the shot right or something, but
but we take photos when you do our cosplay, so and sometimes it's true that even when you're behind or in front of the camera, you got this image in your head and you want to have it and you just cannot achieve it, and it's frustrating.
Especially if it depends on the people working with you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But still.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was just cute though that Mugen went ahead to save Fu.
But yeah,
she was still in trouble. But
it's only been 2 episodes since he just went away, you know? But last episode he already showed some concern, and now it's just, I mean, they have a partnership, you know? He's supposed to help her out. So if she's not around, something must have happened, so he's looking for her. I love that he looked actually desperate to save her, but something huge was going on here, like she was about to be shipped off, so he had to hurry, but it's nice to see him care. I can't say the same for Jin. Is it Jin or In? Because in this one, she was saying In.
I heard Jin. I'm still gonna say Jin.
I think it's Jin. Sounds cool. Jin sounds great. I love Jin.
It was Jin in the first episode, so Anyway, but I like the fact that when he was purchasing the Yakuza boy, he basically just stopped when he saw Fu with the other guys and what are you doing with Lover Boy here? And oh man, he escaped. He basically just stopped because she was with somebody else and he was concerned about her.
For a second, Mugen didn't think just about himself.
He changed so much.
He did keep some of the money for the boat fare.
Yeah, true. He kind of forgot about it at the beginning.
Oh, he did. But then it's easy for him to get money. He just has to beat up the right guys. I swear to God, he's got a radar for the villains in the towns he goes to. You know,
trouble 10 to 6 trouble. So
yeah,
he knows where they are. He knows where
exactly.
they are.
And it's funny how basically all their stories ended up being so connected. Like him playing the actual boss and Mugen going after the thugs working for him and her being stuck in the traffic behind the scenes. It would like it's I'm not assuming it's a small town, but it's funny because even though they're not trying to stay close to each other, their stories keep getting mixed up.
It's fake, baby.
It is fake.
And I'd like to say I don't know if they are really bad looking, like cursed or something,
bad luck, yeah.
or if they're really, really, truly lucky, because
they're lucky in their bad luck.
Yeah.
In their misery, they can find the light, you know? But one thing, okay, there was one subject that I really wanted to talk about, just in, you know, it's about the painter, actually, how he allowed himself to live his life even though he knew that in order to have his perfect life, to have his supplies, to have the freedom to paint his art, he had to allow such a bad thing to go on, to happen in behind the scenes. It's a very tricky situation, and we were talking last episode about individualists, people who don't care about the others because they just focus on their own happiness. I know it didn't, you know, resonate well with him. He wasn't happy with that happening, but it's a sad truth, a sad reality that, especially when you have nothing, you have to bow down to the strong people. And when the strong people are using you for bad things, it's hard to get out of that cycle, you know, where you are comfortable, you live a comfortable life, and if you do something to stop the bad things, you end up on the other side of the traffic, you know, you end up the victim. So sometimes you've got characters who have to, in this show, who have to choose between living a comfortable life or living the hard life, but the right one. So I don't know, like it's an interesting subject, and I kind of want to see it again because I think it's at the center of morality, and we already know that we've got main characters who have tricky sense of morality. So I'm interested in seeing how they would maybe react in a similar situation where the right thing to do might not be the best for them, especially like Mugen, who's very, you know, self-centered, but the right thing to do might not be, you know, the best for them. So what are they gonna do? You know, are they gonna choose their own selfish, you know, needs, or are they gonna do the right thing, even though it asks for sacrifice? I wonder.
We'll see. We still got a bunch of episodes left, so maybe someday.
Maybe. It's only like episode. I feel like we've talked a lot already. Like I feel like
we've 5.
God. But I feel like this show, like every episode, we have a central goal, finding the sunflower samurai. But every episode has its own tune. I know I said that in episode 2, I think. But every episode has its own story, its own tune, and its own topic of discussion. And the topics that they, you know, bring up in this show are very mature, very deep, and layered. So it makes for great debates and discussions after each episode.
What we're saying makes sense, let's be honest. Because sometimes we talk like shit. Okay.
I swear.
But yeah, it's...
I know in the episodes I tried to say something sometimes and just my English went out the window. I didn't know what I was saying, but it sounded like weird stuff.
But yeah, you're right. The subjects are really deep, serious, and we need to take time to think about them and talk about them.
You know how when we started watching anime and we were mocked for it by our parents and stuff, and I tried to explain to them that it's not because it's cartoons that it's for children, and they did not understand. And there was one thing I wanted to do with Death Note back in the day. I wanted to show my mom the live action, and I was thinking about, you know, if she watches the live action and I actually thinks it's good, then after that I can tell her, you know what, it's based off of an anime, you know? That would make her realize that anime is not necessarily for kids. And then I watch a show like this who is definitely not for kids, because kids can watch this for sure, but can they understand everything that is layered in this show? Probably not. So it's cool to see a more mature, like, we watch a lot of shonen, and I know shonen is not necessarily, you know, childish, but it's not also aimed at adults. And I'm not very sure in which category this show is set, but to me, it feels like a show for adults. It feels like a mature show that knows what it's talking about, knows the subjects it wants to talk about, and they're not shy to bring him up, and it makes for great discussions.
Yeah, it does.
Yep, it does.
All right. So thank you guys for watching this episode with us. If you want to watch the next one right away, it's already on our Patreon. The link is right down below, so don't forget to subscribe.
And if you want to watch it on YouTube, it's going to be up next week, so wait for it.
So follow the vibe.
Bye.